Hello and welcome to the Wedding Business Builder check-in. You're here with me, Jen Maynard from the Boho Bride Guide. Lovely to have you with us today. In this episode, we are talking all things semi-passive income, what it is and how you can implement it into your wedding business. So first things first, what do I mean by the term semi-passive income? It comes from the sort of thought process all around no longer trading time for money, okay? And so the traditional sort of wedding industry is largely built around, a service-based business where you provide a service and your customer, your wedding couple, pay you for the sort of time and efforts that you have spent to create their special day in whatever category you may be within. And it's roughly made up of sort of a third labour, a third overheads, and hopefully a third profit on a good day. And so this foundation is based on most traditional wedding businesses, give or take the percentages, of course. And I'm not suggesting that this would widely change, as at the end of the day, our wedding couples need us to provide that service. But what I want you to look at is how to sort of create the most robust and sustainable wedding business that really or truly gives you that business life balance that we are all sort of striving for and for our wedding business to enable. So around that sort of traditional wedding business model, it does have a ceiling with regards to the profit that you are able to make in the long term. As there are only so many weddings that we can take on individually, unless of course you are willing to grow a sort of large team so you can take on a higher amount of weddings, of course, and take on all sort of the related costs that come with growing a team. Or of course trying to target the sort of higher end luxury market within the wedding industry. But of course this brings with it higher profit margins, but of course the audience is much smaller and it's almost a niche within itself within the wedding industry. But there is an area that many wedding businesses often overlook, and this is creating semi-passive income products that you can implement into your ecosystem of products, okay? So we have a massive opportunity to add semi-passive income into our stream of sort of income that comes into our business. And if you saw last week's Wedding Business Builder check-in video with me, we talked about the details around creating an ecosystem of products. So do check that out. It's on YouTube and on the Wedding Business Builder blog on the Boho Bride Guide. And that'll go into more details on how to build the ecosystem. But this is talking about how do we implement semi-passive income products into that ecosystem. Okay. So semi-passive income does have to be well thought out, but potentially it could literally make you money while you sleep without having to, get out of bed and slog your guts out on lots of weddings. And it actually sort of enables that opportunity for you to then select the weddings that you particularly want to do that are your ideal clients, rather than have to say yes to every wedding, although it doesn't really sort of float your boat. This is how you can make sure that you are working on the things that really make you tick and what you're passionate about. The other sort of benefit is some options of semi-passive income are not location bound. So actually you are then opening up your sort of customer base to potentially international if it's all online. So that is another major bonus of implementing semi-passive income. So next, I'm going to go through 7 ideas of how to incorporate semi-passive income into your wedding business. Okay, so I'm going to start off with some simple ones that you may or may not already be doing, but we'll get going. So number 1, offer DIY products or packages sort of within your ecosystem of products. Okay, so offer packages where brides or couples are able to purchase everything they need to create what the sort of outcome that they're looking for, but at a smaller cost. So you're packaging it up, you're putting it all together into a nice little with a bow kind of thing, but it's a lower price point for your customer, so that's attractive for them, but also more importantly, it's a much smaller labor time that you're going to have to spend putting that package together, and therefore you are making profit out of it because you're not spending lots of time on it, maybe a smaller amount of profit, but also you could then up the numbers of that as well. So you could potentially sell 10 DIY packages on one wedding weekend, whereas before you would only be doing one wedding or 2 weddings per weekend. So that's one to think about. This could work for florists doing sort of a DIY flower bucket, or could work for potentially makeup artists if you wanted to put a makeup set together. It's for the audience that maybe budget is really short, and they're looking to do it on a shoestring kind of thing, which is fine, but you can then open your product offerings to that audience as well. And yeah, so it could well work for makeup artists, putting a makeup package together that you sell and market it as your wedding day makeup. Yeah, florists, it would work really well for sort of event hire. I know a lot of people already do this, where it's self pickup and self drop off, but yeah, that's number one. Number two, the second idea I had was around renting out your wedding equipment. So again, if you are sort of a practical based business, and again, I'm sorry, I've got my florist hat on, but this could well work really well for florists that have got sort of numerous structures or arches or ceremony backdrops that they're not going to be using every weekend, and if you're organized, you're able to on your website set up a page where fellow florists are able to rent out structures from you and hire it out at a cost. And that way you are making money from your assets within your business that you're not going to be using, without you having to actually attend the wedding. Again, smaller amount, sort of a lower price point, of course, than a wedding, but it all helps. The idea is to increase those income streams from whatever assets you have in your business. Number three, I've got around creating a physical product to sell online. Now, a lot of us are a service-based business within the wedding industry, of course, and a great way to incorporate semi-passive income into your business is to create or buy in physical products that resonate with your ideal community, that or your prospective clients. But again, at a smaller price point. But yeah, you can have it online, so you're not physically going anywhere to have to sell these products. You've already got your audience. Your audience is then coming to your website and having a little mooch to see what they fancy. So for a good example of this is, if you are a boho inspired wedding stylist, why not start your own range of homeware that will attract your existing sort of target audience. Everyone's got a home, hopefully, and everyone, if they are attracted to the boho inspired wedding style, the likelihood is they've got that sort of free-spirited style in them with their homeware. So why not put the two together and start an additional income stream? Again, it'll take time to set up, it'll take time to source your products and potentially create the products, depending on how far you want to take it. But the real benefit of this is they class it as a product for prospects. You are building that trust and that brand loyalty with your prospective wedding clients through them purchasing smaller price point objects from you. If they like that product, if they enjoy the service that they receive when they purchase it, you are building up that brand loyalty. So actually, when they come to decide, what stylist they want for their wedding, they say, oh, I bought a couple of things off Joe over here. Let's ask them and get a few quotes and inquire from them. So yeah, works in both areas of your business. And this is what I mean by how different products complement each other, and you're taking your customer up to start that journey with you with a low price point, and then taking them up to your sort of king products, wedding products that will be then the sort of styling package for their wedding day. Okay, number 4, this is all around building an online course. Okay, so what I mean by that is, okay, firstly, it takes potentially a lot of upfront effort to create an online course. It takes a lot of sort of clarifying exactly what your target audience would want within a course, and then putting all that content together. And there actually is sort of a process for launching an online course successfully, but it all can be learned. There is teaching content out there that will teach you how to do that. But the potential for creating a semi-passive income here is huge. So once your course is created and launched, so there's a whole sort of formal process of how to properly launch a course. Once you've done that, other than sort of updating the content and sort of continually improving the sort of service that you're providing, tweaking the automation processes that you use, and sort of arranging future launches, the day-to-day work on that course will be limited, and people can complete that course when you're asleep. And also you can have international clients. They could be over in Australia completing your course while you're in bed asleep. You're not doing that whole trading time for money anymore, or that is an additional income as well as your wedding business. So a lot of effort, but the potential sort of return on investment for an online course is huge. So what could your course be about? There are 2 sort of main areas. There's more, but just 2 to start thinking about. Number 1, so you could teach your wedding expertise to brides and couples that want to DIY it. So again, florist hat on, you could teach within that course how to make a bridal bouquet as a florist, how to make buttonholes, how to create an eco-friendly floral explosion for your ceremony backdrop, and then put that online and sell it as one of your products. That could also link in to if you've got DIY products that they could come and purchase from you. So if you've got floral buckets, if you're a wedding grower, a flower grower, sorry, that could also go hand in hand. You could sell the online course and you could sell the floral buckets together, potentially complementing each other. So the other option for creating a course will be all around teaching your wedding expertise and your business experience to other suppliers within your wedding specialism, because there's always someone that is within the same sort of wedding category as you, but not quite where you are within your sort of business development, and they want to know how to get there. And so if this sort of floats your boat and you want to teach how you have got to where you are, an online course is a brilliant way of how to do this. You will have to tweak your audience, and potentially you'd have to sort of grow an online following of your followers, of your fellow suppliers that want to learn off you. But the opportunity is there if you wanted to diversify your product offerings. On that then, so I suppose you need to, the next sort of thing with regards to the online courses, ask yourself, what do people ask you a lot of? What do they want to know from you that you have already done? If people are asking you the same sort of things over and over again, that is a really good clue as to what you could put in your online course. Okay, number 5, I wanted to just touch on affiliate marketing, because this is another potential for some wedding suppliers that I wanted to mention. So do you sort of write a blog or a regular vlog on your website? Does it get some decent traffic? And do you often talk about sort of recommending other products to your audience that you're talking to on the vlog? Then it may be worth considering incorporating affiliate marketing into your product ecosystem. An example. So if you're a wedding photographer and you regularly blog or vlog about the latest tech that you use or that you're impressed by or something that you've reviewed, or whether you create sort of how-to videos for other photographers, then by joining sort of, for example, the Amazon affiliate program may well be a really good move for you. So in a nutshell, it basically works like whenever you mention a product, written or spoken, you include a link to your Amazon affiliate sort of account. The people that are reading or watching you can click on that link, and if they decide to purchase the product because of what they've watched from you, you then get a percentage of that sale from Amazon. Loads of other companies have affiliate programs, so it's definitely worth having a Google and having a research what other affiliate programs there are within your sort of niche and area of expertise. But as a principle, this could work really well for sort of wedding stylists, wedding planners, that use specific products within their styling or organisation. It will work well for makeup artists and hairstylists that use specific products and talk about their products. So yeah, doesn't necessarily fit with everyone, but worth a note there. The next one I wanted to note was subscriptions and memberships. Okay, so do you have a service that you could potentially turn into a subscription or membership product within your sort of ecosystem of products? So this is where your customers pay a regular sort of weekly, monthly or yearly subscription to you to receive a service or sort of product from you. This might need a little bit of thought because again, you are expanding your sort of income streams here. So yes, worth having a real sort of research and honing in on what this could be. But you may well need to sort of shift your target audience potentially, but maybe not. It's worth having a little thought about it. But again, this one does work well in the floristry space, offering sort of monthly subscriptions for a bouquet of seasonal flowers that could be sent to the bride-to-be on the run-up to her wedding or their wedding. And you know, it sort of gets that bride excited and makes her feel sort of really special. And this could be a product offering purchased by the mom or the mom-in-law or the dad or, you know, the hubby to be. It doesn't have to be the bride that's purchasing it, but yeah, another way to widen that income stream offerings. It could also work in the food and beverage sector, as sort of, you know, if you offering local produce, food and beverages sort of delivered to the front door potentially. And you know, if they pay sort of a monthly subscription to then get a discount, for example, off takeaway for however long they're with you. I also thought whether if you were a sort of a bridal well-being coach, offering a membership or a membership product to a Facebook group that you run, you know, offering sort of daily online support and weekly lives on how to sort of address those maybe difficult conversations or, you know, activities around self-care and, you know, giving that bride to be a real boost with the months running up to their wedding, and they sign up to you, and maybe a package post-wedding to elongate that relationship life cycle that you have with your wedding couples, because that is one thing to know when we're thinking about our ecosystem of products. It is all about extending that life cycle, that relationship with your wedding couple, because traditionally, you know, we work really hard to get them signed up to our sort of initiative, to our business. We work with them and we provide them a service that surprises and delights, and then we lose them, you know, and then they go. And so, you know, a big thing in my mind is, by expanding your income streams, we need to think about how we can then continue to work with that couple long after their wedding, because you've worked so hard to get that brand loyalty. We need to keep them with us. And so all of these sort of product semi-passive income products are ideas around how to keep them with us. Okay, that's it from me. I hope that has been useful. Giving you a few little ideas on what you can do to implement semi-passive income streams into your wedding business. If this episode has been useful and you want to be kept up to date with sort of wedding business development sort of activities, advice and how-tos, then we do have a weekly newsletter, a wedding business builder newsletter that I send out that's got loads of continuous useful information for you as wedding business owners. And we also have the Wedding Business Builder blog, where all of these will be both written and the video versions will be on there as well. And we've got our YouTube, the Boho Bride Guide. All of our videos will be included on there. So I very much hope to see you on our Wedding Business Builder newsletter and all our other outlets as well. So you take care, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.